this video, I'd like to show you all how to import data from a text file into Matlab or Octave. For this video tutorial, we're going to be using Octave, which is a free software that's directly compatible with most Matlab scripts and Matlab syntax. It looks extremely similar to Octave, and the example that we're going to be using for importing can be directly translated over from Octave into Matlab. So one of the biggest things that I see coming up for errors when importing text files is generally a path problem. We want to pay careful attention to where we're saving our text file and to where we're saving our .m file that we're going to be creating in Matlab or Octave. So I've created this file within my folder structure located in this PC Documents Matlab, and I created a folder called Importing Example. In this file location, I'm going to be saving our text file and also saving our .m file. This is the text file that we're going to be using for the import. It's called forces.txt. And it contains force data and length data and various data points containing force and length data. Our data is comma delimited, meaning there's a comma that separates our data points from each other. We can also have tab delimited data, space delimited data, but for this example, we're going to be using this text file with our comma delimited data. So I'm going to go over to File, Save As, and this is where we're going to pay some careful attention to where we're saving our file. So I'm already at this PC Documents Matlab in our folder structure, so I'm going to navigate to our Importing Example folder. Within this folder, I'm going to be saving forces.txt. Now that the text file is saved to this file location, I'm going to go over into Octave and create a new script within my editor and save this script to that same file path. So I'm going to navigate to File, Save File As, make this a little bit bigger for you to see. I'm going to navigate down to my document. And then I'm going to navigate to my Matlab folder. And within my Matlab folder, I should have my importing example folder right here. So this is the same file location that I saved the text file within the importing example folder. I'm going to go ahead and save my .m file to this location. I'm going to just give it a name. I'll call this importing example.m, and I'll click Save. Now that I have my importing example.m and my forces.txt files saved to the same path, and I can see that within my folder structure, I have both of those files right here within the importing example folder, I can go ahead and import my data. I'm going to be importing the data into a matrix called data. So I'll first start by typing data into line 1 in my editor. And I'm going to assign to the data using the function DLM read. This will import our data from the text file. The very first input to DLM read is going to be our file name. In this case, it's forces.txt. The next input we have here for DLM read is going to be how our data is delimited. In this case, our data is comma delimited. Within single quotations, I'm going to put a comma in order to note that our data is comma delimited. Now, if you take a look at forces.txt, we have this header at the top. We have a force header and a length header. So we want to make sure that we're starting our import at just the data. So we want to start our import on the next row. For DLM read, this is actually row 1 where we would start the import. This is considered row 0 where we have our headers, and this is considered row 1, followed by row 2, row 3, etc. So we want to start at row 1. For our next input into DLM read, we're going to indicate a row offset starting at row 1. In the case of this text file, we do not need a column offset. We can go ahead and start importing at column 0. So for our final argument in DLM read, I'm going to type 0. I'm going to close parentheses, and now I'm going to run our script. I'm going to add this directory to the load path. You can see within the workspace here, we've created our data matrix. It has dimensions 14 by 2, which is what we're expecting. Our data has 14 rows and 2 columns. And if we head over into our command window, we can see the data that we've imported, which is the same data that's come from our text file after that header line. And there you have it. We've successfully imported our data into Octave. Thanks for watching.